This happened 3 years ago, when I traveled to Copenhagen for a work conference. It was my first time in the city, and everything felt clean and quiet and almost too perfect. I checked into a small boutique hotel near the city center. It wasn't fancy, but it had good reviews and a cozy vibe. My room was 313. The receptionist hesitated for a moment before handing me the key card. I remember that clearly. She looked at the screen, then at me, then back at the screen again. Is 303 okay for you? She asked. I laughed it off. Why wouldn't it be? She didn't answer. She forced a smile and handed me the key card. Room 313 was small, but comfortable. Scandinavian minimalist style, with white walls and pale wood, soft lighting. Nothing creepy, and nothing unusual really. Until around 2:40 a.m. I woke up to the sound of someone walking in the hallway. Slow, steady footsteps. I assumed it was another guest. But then the footsteps stopped right outside my door and stayed there. I waited for a knock or the sound of a key card or anything. But there was nothing, just silence. Then, very faintly, I heard breathing. Not mine, not through the walls, right outside my door. I got up, looked through the peephole. No one was there. But the breathing continued. I stepped back from the door, heart pounding. After a few minutes, the sound faded, and I eventually fell asleep again. The next morning, I took the elevator down for breakfast. The doors opened, and a man was already inside. Tall, wearing a dark coat, facing the corner instead of the door. I stepped in slowly. "Good morning," I said. He didn't respond, didn't move, didn't even acknowledge me. I pressed the lobby button. The elevator started descending. Then, without turning around, the man said, "You're in 313. His voice was low, almost a whisper. I froze. "Yes. Why?" Who didn't answer. He just let out a long, shaky breath, like he was exhausted or terrified. When the doors opened, he walked out quickly, still facing away from me, never showing his face. I didn't see him again. I tried to brush it off. Jet lag, weird guests, or building, whatever. But the second night was worse. At exactly 2:40 a.m. I woke up again. This time, the footsteps were inside my room. I shot up in bed, my heart is racing. The room was dark, but I could hear it clearly. Slow, dragging steps moving from the door to the window, then back again. I reached for the lamp. My hand was shaking so bad I almost knocked it over. When the light turned on, the room was empty. But the carpet near the window was wet, as if someone has been standing there, dripping. I didn't sleep after that. The next morning, I asked housekeeping for extra towel. The woman who came to my door looked tired, older, with deep lines under her eyes. When she saw my room number on the door frame, she stopped. "You're in 313?" she asked quietly. "Yes," I said. "Why?" She looked over her shoulder, then stepped closer. "Don't leave the lights off at night," she whispered. "You don't look at the window after 2:30. Before I could ask anything else, she hurried away. I should have checked out early. I should have switched rooms, but I told myself I was being dramatic. That night, I left every light on. I even slept with the TV playing static just to have noise. But at 2:40 a.m., the TV turned off by itself. The lights flickered, then went out. I was alone in the dark, and the footsteps started again, slow and dragging inside the room. I stayed perfectly still, barely breathing. The steps moved closer to my bed, then stopped, right beside me. I felt the mattress sink slightly, as if someone sat down. My entire body went cold. Then a voice, soft, broken, right next to my ear, whispered, "Why did you come back?" I bolted out of the room barefoot, leaving everything behind. I didn't stop running until I reached the lobby. The receptionist looked up and startled. "You're from 313, she said quietly. I nodded, shaking. She swallowed hard. "No one stays in that room for more than 2 nights. I checked out immediately. They didn't charge me, they didn't ask questions. A week later, I emailed the hotel asking what happened in room 313. They never replied. But the email bounced back with an automated message. "Room 313 is permanently closed." To this day, I still wake up at 2:40 a.m. sometimes. When I do, I swear I feel the mattress dip beside me, like someone is sitting there, waiting, wondering why I left